In 2023, there are certain lessons that I learned, and those lessons were really something that helped my life, that changed my life, and I want to share them with you. I'm grateful for 2023. 2023 has been a great year for me. I get to meet a lot of persons, and there are things that I didn't even wanted to start, but I started them, and I discovered that it was a means for me to reach out to other people. I met a lot of quotes acquaintances, like family kind of thing online, and I tend to understand more about what it means to be really significant in people's life by adding to value of other people, valuing people, putting lots of my people. 2023 was a great year. It wasn't something, I won't say it was of all the good things everywhere. There were bad days, there were days that things happened, there were challenging times, and there were days that even I didn't even want to leave my bed in the morning. There were days that you woke up with so much disappointment, so much disillusionment, so much guilt. Yes, there are days like that. There are days that you would even feel like no, not doing anything at all, not showing up at all, and I have a lot of challenges, and I had more victories. I count everything together, and just like the scripture says, all things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to His purpose. So I believe that everything worked together to bring me to where I am today in 2023. I want to say in one word, gratefulness. I'm so grateful for everything. But in addition to that, yesterday I was sharing some certain things that I learned, lessons I learned from 2023, and I felt like I should make it a video, and I was able to share it on my WhatsApp stories and on my Facebook stories, and heaps of persons recommended and said, can you put this in a video format so that we can learn from there. I think to be honest, I'm very privileged to be talking to you. Just like my mentors will always say, we learn from everybody. I know, and nobody is a masterpiece of knowledge. All right, it means that everybody is learning. This morning I'll be sharing with you just a few thoughts, few principles, things I was able to learn that really changed my life. I titled it some lessons I learned in 2023, and number one is willingness to unlearn and relearn is a soft skill that will 10x your life. I wrote that, and I said, I didn't say learn. I said unlearn and relearn. The illiterate of the 20th century was the person who could not read and write. All right, but in this modern generation, the illiterate we have today is someone who have refused to unlearn and relearn. I'm not talking about learning something. No, there's the ability to unlearn, because one of the things about I learned this year about knowledge is that I get to come into frontiers, into places, into locations, into certain tribes that does not even look like what I've ever seen before. Meeting new things, new challenges, new places, new levels, new audacity. These things are things that I didn't personally myself. I will never in my life think that I will get into those rooms. I will miss those kind of people. But those people, they challenged my knowledge. As my former mathematics teacher would say, they tinkled my fancy and my audacity. All right. I began to learn the culture of greatness. I began to learn the culture of certain places that I did not understand. Understanding the tribe language of great men and women who I have met this year. And there was a lot of things that you may call courtesy and all of that. And I began to unlearn things that I have learned before. And I learned from life this year that most people learn things, they know things, and that thing has worked for them, but that is what they know. They can't go beyond that level. All right, then I also get to learn. I won't have to unlearn, because most times people know something but they add to what they already know, and probably what they knew before was something that was not really built on a strong foundation, or outdated ideologies and outdated solutions. They put it on. It's just like putting an old wine with a new wine. All right, it doesn't really work well, right? Most times that is the problem when people are applying new principles, new things they've learned. They have refused to unlearn. And I discovered that this is not just something anybody can just come up with. I discovered that it's like a skill. It's like a skill. It's a soft skill that you get to learn. This changed my game. This changed my life. This changed something for me this particular year. I learned that you have to know how to unlearn and then relearn. And this is something that have really helped me a lot. And I said it's a soft skill that will change your life. If you're somebody who owns a business, a company, you need people who understand how to unlearn and relearn, because it will change the culture of your organization. And I mean, if your organization is having a culture that have the productivity and all of that,